Yeah, guys, I've been out of the game for quite some time because it's a bit impractical for now to be that consistent because I was dropping weekly every Monday, so now I can't do that because there's some stuff that I gotta do. But I just wanted to share some stuff with you guys for 10 minutes maybe or less. How to talk to people, right? How to talk to people, and by how to talk to people I don't mean public speaker or something, like how to interact with people properly, nicely, and with some proper logic. So let's say maybe we're talking about, and by people I don't just mean strangers, I mean like at home, your mom, your sister, your brother, your friend, whoever it is, right? Obviously the foundation has to be truth. Honest, the foundation has to be truth. And now when you talk, how you interact with people, for me, the first thing that I do is think about how I want to be addressed. So how I want to be addressed is how I'm going to address the next person, right? And of course that might be uncomfortable to them because it's not a given that how I want to be addressed is how they want to be addressed. But maybe the proper way that I'm looking for is treated, like how I wanna be treated is how I treat other people. Obviously I don't want to be disrespected, so I wouldn't disrespect the next person. I don't want to be shouted at. I shouldn't, or I won't shout at the next person, right? So how you talk to people, you have to put yourself, or you have to imagine that your communication has to be at its highest level, right? And for it to be at that highest level, you have to think of what it would take for you to have that conversation and end it without an argument, if I may put it that way. Arguing can be good if maybe we're in a space of debate, right? But now we're talking about interaction. Maybe if you're talking to your mom about the problem that you have, instead of shouting, the best thing would be, Mom, I want to talk to you about something, right? And okay, what is that? And now I don't care about how difficult the person you're talking to is, right? She or he may be the most difficult person, right? And a lot of people, when they are difficult, is because they are trying to avoid addressing certain things in them. They don't want you to shine that light on that which they're trying to cover up, right? So you have to approach people with love. You have to approach, and not fake love. You don't have to like pretend to be approaching them with love. You go there with like being genuine, rather. My English bundle side depleted now, but you have to be genuine. You have to be lovable, man. Like you have to be hospitable. So mom, brother, whatever, I want to talk to you. And we are Africans. We are not in the States. Sometimes it means if it means you have to sit down to address them, then do that. Because in Africa, respect means a lot, right? So sometimes, if maybe your brother, your parent, or whoever is going to feel disrespected by you talking to them while you're standing up, just don't stand up. Sit down. Show that, I'm, in as much as what I'm bringing is uncomfortable, but I respect you. I honor your position in my life. If you're my mother, if you're my sister. By the way, these are things that I do. It's not like I'm just getting some stuff from wherever. No, these are the things that I do, right? Depending on who I'm talking to. So if I'm talking to someone that is, I have to humble myself. If I'm talking to a friend, of course my friends are not sensitive and I can address them whichever way I want to address them. And we talk about whatever we want to talk about. And with my friends, it's way easier because when I'm talking to them, our egos, both, not all the time, but most of the times, are dissolved. So we don't really care about who's right, who's wrong, who did this, who did that. Nah, conversations are not really about that. It's about listening. You listen, you open your ears, and if you're a good listener, you're going to realize that listening is a lot of work. Like when you're really listening to something, if you're in class, if you're listening to someone sharing their stuff, the temptation maybe might be, okay, you're listening and already there's a response boiling in your mind and you wanna share your story to make a point. But sometimes that's not the right thing to do, right? So you have to really, really, really pay attention. Listen, pay attention. Listen to what the person is saying. And even if maybe you have been through the same thing, you don't necessarily have to bring it up, because sometimes that might make them feel like you're making it about you, whereas maybe you're just trying to help. But you don't have to do that. You just have to listen and set your mind for a proper fitting response. Set your mind for a proper fitting response, and eliminate shouting. Eliminate shouting when you're talking to especially the elders, even the younger ones. Maybe it's your younger sister, your younger brother, whoever. Eliminate shouting. Talk from a point of understanding. Talk from a point of understanding. These are lessons that I was taught by my mom, to say, obviously from where I grew up, we grew up with if you misbehave, they're gonna trap you, they're gonna beat you, right? These days it no longer works. And for me at the time, and even when I think about it now, you can't call that abuse, and I never even saw that as violence. I saw that as discipline, right? But today that doesn't work. So with my nephews, my mom was like, those methods don't work anymore. So you have to engage these people psychologically, because they watch cartoons. If you think cartoons are for kids, then I don't know what's wrong with you, because what's discussed in those things discuss a lot of stuff. Like, they talk intelligently, it's proper stuff, right? So it really puts these kids far away, sometimes even further than their elders. Of course, they don't have the experience to work around all that intelligence, but they are way more intelligent nonetheless. So when you engage them with you have to be psychological, man. You have to be creative in your thinking. Even before you have that conversation, sometimes you have to think, okay, how am I going to approach this? Because these are people, and you can't be busy, like, you have to treat them as people. Yes, they're children, but they are people, right? And I know I'm touching a lot of stuff at the same time, but it's because I want to keep everything within 10 minutes. And yeah, that's how you should address conversations, right? So let's say maybe you're talking to a stranger. I used to do this thing in around 2017, where I would go to the train station in Cape Town, and I would talk whatever that I was doing. I called it how to make friends with strangers in 5 minutes, right? So that taught me a lot in conversation. I'm one person who I don't believe I have enemies. Everybody who says they're my enemy, I don't know that they're my enemy, right? Why? Because I have engaged in a lot of conversations with strangers, right? I've engaged in a lot of conversations with strangers just to try to understand the human psychology. Like, what would it take for me to make this person feel like we've been friends for years, even though it's just been 5 minutes, right? They say we're out of time. So now, how to engage with that person as if like we've been friends for years, and it's just been like 5 minutes, like just five minutes. Okay, so now that activity helped me when it came to, I'm shy naturally. So when I do that, obviously I'm approaching strangers, and most of the times, in fact, all the time, I approach women, because for me, I think like women are the most maybe difficult people to deal with as opposed to a guy. A guy, if I just see him, I'm like, hey, brah, like, hey, then the conversation is already hot, and then blah 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 blah. So with women now, I'd have to approach, because now when I approach a woman, in her mind, she's thinking, what does this guy want? Maybe he wants to ask me out and stuff like that. And what I'm doing is I'm having a conversation with her, and then end it without even asking for a number. And a lot of times now you find that in this short time that I'm conversating with this person, she even opens up about like deep stuff about her life. Why? Because now I've made them comfortable, and I've given them that feeling that, yes, we're strangers, but fundamentally, essentially, we are human. We are social creatures. We are just here to communicate. It's not about status or whatever thing like that. It's just about communication, exchanging thoughts, exchanging ideas. It's that refreshing, and it teaches you a lot about human psychology. So you must engage. Sometimes just challenge yourself. Like, just say, I'm gonna approach a stranger to try and get them as comfortable as possible in 5 minutes. Of course, maybe the tricks that I used to use were like, of course, I would have to start by a compliment. It's a lady, so it's just a matter of saying, maybe not you're beautiful, maybe make, if maybe she's wearing some colorful shoes or something, I'm gonna go there, like make it about the shoes, more about the shoes than her, so that it doesn't feel like I want to ask her out, right? So I maybe I compliment her with something very stupid, something that will make her laugh, and then now just a little, her guard is a little bit down, just a little bit, and then from there we just laugh and then we conversate, and the conversation gets going. And then of course sometimes you get difficult people, you can't always win, if I may put it that way. And then also I used to approach like super rich guys. You know, I see a Ferrari here, and then I would wait there for the owner. I see an X5 or whatever exotic car is there, whatever expensive car is there, I would have to wait for I would wait for the owner to come. And then now imagine this is Cape Town, a lot of people that, not a lot, but some of the people that I encountered were racist white guys, right? So some of them would not obviously give you the time of day. Some of them, maybe he's rushing to a meeting, and then you have to walk behind them, and then you talk to them, and they actually understand that you actually try. So now, some of them would obviously not give you the time of day, and then some of you would actually stop whatever they're doing just to give you like 2 minutes, because you literally have, when it comes to like this, you have maybe the first 10 seconds count, like the first 10 seconds, those are the ones that really matter. So you get to those people who you quickly get to the point, because these guys are rich, these guys are busy with their own lives, these guys are like, you know, they have a lot on their mind, some of them. So first 10 seconds really is, they use it to judge if like, is this really a worthy conversation or something like that. So you just get there, get to the point, like challenge yourself. It will give you a lot of advantage when it comes to your work. It will give you an advantage. You know, one thing about me, I never get stranded. Whether I have money, whether I don't have money, I'm in a different place. I never get stranded because I know how to talk to people without them even thinking that I want to scam them. So challenge yourself to do that. And this is the end of this video. Subscribe, like, and share if you liked it. If you hated this video, comment there, drop your hate there in the comments. If you loved it, drop your love there. Until next time. Pew.